Hello, Kickstarters.
Hi, Kickstarters.
I'm Ron Hawkins.
And I'm Brian.
Thanks for joining our live stream here today. So today we've got a few things we're going to show you guys and talk about, all kinds of fun stuff. So first, let's see. What do you want to do first here, Brian? Do you want to take questions, or you just want to give a general? Let's give a general update on the Kickstarter itself, where we are, where we're going, things like that.
Sure. So right now we're sitting at just under $10,000 to the next stretch goal, which I actually have to look. I don't remember off the top of my head what the next goal is. Oh, it's Baba Yaga's Hut, but it'll be unlocking Baba Yaga's Hut, which is something you guys have been pretty excited about.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that,
is that door?
Speaking of Baba Yaga's Hut, we'll show that here in just a moment. Let's see.
Oh, so what we have up right now, this is the Fire Giant Hunter and Hellhound.
You want to show the fancy?
You guys had wanted to get a look at better angles on it, so we thought we could put it up where you guys could see a different angle. The chain, you'll note, is not attached, and that's because...
well, this is a printed master, and it's blue tacked together. So it didn't really want to stay together in the dynamic pose that it had using blue tack. So use your imagination. The Hellhound actually is sort of, he's only got 2 feet on the ground. The back feet, the front feet are actually up in there. And so when the thing is actually assembled, you'll have some tension in the chain. So it's got a really nice pose. It looks really cool. So that's the Fire Giant Hunter and Hellhound.
I do want to answer, Mason Helfrey asks if the hut would be included to the core set when that's unlocked. No, when that's unlocked, that's a $20 option. You can add that to your pledge by increasing your pledge amount by $20 or setting it at $20, and then selecting that reward in the pledge manager, which is linked to on the main campaign page. There's a great big button that says pledge manager, click here.
Okay. So speaking of Baba Yaga's Hut,
yeah,
Brian, shall we?
Yeah, let's go ahead and show Baba Yaga's Hut.
Ignore all the movement over here. We're going to take this guy off.
And we have made a note of all of the other questions you guys have asked, so we're very happy to be able to answer those when you guys are, when we're at a bit of a lull. Yes, Ann Thornton, you can absolutely buy 3 or 4 of Baba Yaga's Hut. You could make Baba Yaga's Village if you wanted.
We're going to make some adjustments to the camera.
So we're going to have to move the camera a little bit so you can see this.
Okay, how's that? That's pretty good. Not bad.
It's not the best angle I can get there, but it's a little bit top heavy there.
Let's spin it.
See it.
Let's
get it started spinning.
Spin it, DJ. Here we go.
So, and you can see here, it is tall enough that Sir Forescale, his sword tip just barely fits under it, but he does fit, so he will go under the hut. It can be put together without the chicken legs if you don't want a walking hut, if you just want it to be a really cool, wicked, haunted house. Or awesome house, actually.
Yeah. This was sculpted by Chris Lewis. The concept was done by Izzy Talon Collier. And I think Izzy did a fantastic job on the concept, and Chris did an amazing job translating that into a really, really cool model. So the chicken feet, like Brian said, are removable. They do look really cool. You could actually squash Sir Forescale.
Yes,
cool chicken foot.
Yes, Ruth Hyatt. The legs would be able to be removed if we needed to. You should be able to add the feet and remove them over and over. We're not sure what the final weight on this piece is going to be when it comes into bones, so I don't know how much stress that's going to put on that kind of activity, but we hope it will be light enough to be able to do that. Micah Miller wants to know if the top comes off.
This is a printed prototype, and so the production process has not started on this. We assume that this is going to be a multi-part bones model, not one solid thing. So right now, I believe that what's going to happen is the top will come off, the roof will come off, and it should be hollow in the inside. It may be multiple parts, like the balcony may come off, the tower may come off, the roof will be separate, and so there will be a hollow spot in the inside for you to hide, change and keys and things like that.
So this question is both for Rick Morey on the Facebook feed. He's watching that one, and McKinley on the Kickstarter live stream are both asking about the Baba Yaga figure. We do have the concept art for the Baba Yaga figure, but it has not been fully sculpted yet, so we can't show the sculpt of that mini at this time. We will be able to show it in the updates probably after the project ends. I'm not sure we'll have it
maybe
before
possibly
the project.
before, possibly.
Hopefully before.
The Baba Yaga concept was done by AZ Talon Collier again, and right now the plan is for Jason Wiebe to sculpt Baba Yaga. So we're looking forward to see how that turns out. The hut is a $20 option.
$20 option, and you can add to it in the Pledge Manager now. That will help us unlock it faster. It's kind of the thing with Kickstarter. If nobody had pledged for anything until we reached the first goal, we would never have reached the first goal. So go ahead and add to things now when you are able to.
Baba Yaga needs to call our insurance company and get a new roof. That's all I got to say. Yeah. Right. By the way, we're joined here off screen with Ann Forster. Did we say that?
Yes.
Say hi, Ann.
Hi! I'm sitting here painting a tree.
Ann's painting the Tree of Despair.
Base coating.
Base coating.
Very boringly painting.
And she is using the new
new ancient bark color.
New ancient bark color for
I believe we
the
put it
wood
on
triad.
ancient wood. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, let's take Baba Yaga's hut out of the way. Put her over here.
Charlie Tater Dodge Ann wants you to know that he loves the paint.
Yay! I love to hear that. I absolutely love to hear that. It makes my life.
And we'll get her to showcase what she's been doing in a little while.
Oops.
Oh, now you're messing everything up. They can see that it's
Behind
just
the
a
scenes.
set.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Falling
Goodness.
apart. Oh my gosh.
For a minute, they thought we really had an actual storm going on, and now they know that it's just a movie set.
Oh, where's Mr. Owlbear? Oh, there you are, behind Baba Yaga's hut. Hiding behind.
Omnislush is correct. The illusion is broken. It's all ruined now.
Sorry. This is Julie Guthrie's Skeletal Monsters stretch goal. These were all sculpted by Julie Guthrie, painted by Katie Summer, who works here at Reaper.
Brandon Baker says he wants to see the Tree of Despair. Anne is working on painting one of our prototypes of that right now, and we will show you that in a few minutes.
Yeah, show you that in just a few minutes. And the one we're gonna show you two versions. The one with vultures and victims, and then we'll show you the one that Anne's painting, which is sans vultures and victims. So
Yeah.
Do we have the
It's pretty boring so far, guys.
the other skeleton bits that come with it, the interchangeable
Yes.
heads
Yes,
and pieces?
Yes,
Okay.
we do.
Because one of the things I wanted to mention with this set, and I'm sure Ron would talk about it if I didn't interrupt him all the time, is things like you could remove the owlbear head from the owlbear and put on this bear head right here, and it would be now a regular bear. It would be dire bear skeleton because the skeleton's a little spiky, but it would be a regular skeleton. You could also do that with the manticore head. There's a horn here, or there's another skull here. So you could swap out all of these skulls and use them to turn the skeletons we've presented into completely different skeletons. So there's
Right. So the manticore skeleton, cut his head off, put the owlbear skeleton on. You have a griffin skeleton. Take the skull off the manticore, put on the dragon head. You have a dragon skeleton. So Julie really thought this out quite well. So this is a nice option for $10, I believe, $12. Whatever, look it up, you'll see.
Yeah, I would have to check, and I've closed as many windows as I can to try and make the feed as stable as possible for you guys.
You can purchase this in the options graphic. So that's that. Let's see here.
The skulls, I do not think are going to come attached when we ship them to you, so they should be naturally detachable and easy to swap out. That question was asked by multiple people. Andy Tran, it's actually scrolling up pretty fast.
Here's what's going to happen. These models, the three models, will have their heads attached.
Oh, they will?
Right,
Okay.
yes. The other options on the base, those will not be attached. Those will be on a sprue, but it's easy to snip and go. So when you purchase these, you will actually purchase a full-on animal with its head on, animal skeleton with its head on. So that's the way it's going to.
We're giving you
Again, we're very early in the production process. So
Travis
there's a lot of
Hendricks
things
says
that
it's a
we haven't
$12 option.
Thank you, Travis.
So thank you, Travis.
Appreciate it.
How do we decide what is an add-on and what is core? While you swap out the minis, I'll go ahead and address that. Several of the factors are the size of the piece, although we put Gauth in the core set, so that's not always necessarily a given.
Next.
And that's what we're going to show next, is Gauth from the core set. One of the other factors is whether or not we think it's something that has more general purpose or is a little more specialized. We tend to try to put the more specialized figures in the options line so that people who really aren't into that kind of thing aren't quote forced to get one, and I don't really think anybody's forced to get any of it. We'll change the angle on Gauth here just a little so we can see. Not sure if you want to get him rotating there. Ron.
Okay, stay, Gauth. Stay.
Oh, if he falls over, we're in big trouble.
He's fine. He's super cool. Sculpted by Jim Johnson. Classic Reaper dragon. People have been requesting.
Give you an
Gauth
idea how
for
big
years.
he is there.
Hand me a ruler,
He
please.
really keeps going up and up and up.
My assistant has handed me a ruler.
Caleb Flores wants to know how difficult it would be to magnetize the Tree of Despair. That'll be something we talk about when we start showing off the Tree of Despair in a few minutes. So you can see Gauth there is pretty tall. Comes up to about 11 inches. Not quite. A little over 10 inches at the top of that wingtip there.
Thank you. So
And
yeah,
that's
and the Gauth is in the core set. The core set right now. What is the average figure price right now? If you
it's under $1 a figure. I think
Under
we're
$1
at
per figure.
106 figures in the core at the moment. I would have to check the graphic, and again, I've closed those windows.
So what you're saying basically, Brian, is you can get Gauth for $1 effectively if you bought the core set.
Yes, you'd pretty much get Gauth for $1. Sorry, I'm also trying to read the comments. Pezler the Polychromatic says Gauth is one of the original Reaper Dragons. Is he not? Ron.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He was sculpted by Jim Johnson years and years ago, but I think he stands the test of time very well. Classic figure. It's going to make an amazing Bones model. I'm very happy with this, and a lot of people seem to like it, so very happy with that.
106 figures in the core set currently.
106.
So it's
Currently. And we still have 2 weeks to go, so who knows where it's going to end up, right?
Yeah, and we have another 9 figures that we've revealed that can be added to the core set when those goals are met.
Mm-hmm. And some really cool figures coming up as well for the core set and for options. So okay, so let's do Narglauth.
Narglauth.
That guy right there.
Okay, Narglauth is one of the first options we previewed. I want to say it was the 3rd in this project. I'm not 100% certain on that. Really big demon fella.
Narglauth Fire Demon was sculpted by Tim Hill. Tim, if you're watching, good job. And he is huge. I think he's an upgrade over any previous Fire Demon we've done in Bones or in Metal. Just an amazing job. Tim did a fantastic job with this one.
I want to say welcome to the project. Kevin Mosby just became a new backer during the live stream. Hi, thanks for your support. Thanks for joining us.
Let's put the ruler in here real quick. We'll go inches for our
Alex
American
Rushing says, I'm half expecting to see his wings run into the camera. There's actually
Very
about
close.
3 inches of clearance there, so it's close, but it's not quite that close.
Yeah. So he's
Yes, the
pretty big.
gray is the master model. This is a resin print,
Digital print. Mhm.
digital print from the 3D file. And I don't believe this exact copy is the one that the molds are going to be made from. I think this is an extra copy.
It's a prototype.
Yeah.
It's a prototype.
The translucency of the wings is not deliberate, and they're being thickened for the final
Right.
print.
Yeah, again, just an initial shot prototype, so the wings won't be thin like that. I mean, he's gonna have holes in his wings on those parts, but the thin part, no, not so much. Let's see. And Narglauth is a $15 option.
Yeah, Narglauth is a $15 option. And while Ron swaps that out, there are a lot of questions we get about how the Pledge Manager works. Right now, it's just a calculator. What's going to happen at the end of the project, Kickstarter is going to charge you for your funds, whatever you've pledged at the end of the project.
Let's do the zombie dragon.
And then in a couple of weeks, they'll send us a report that'll say how much everybody pledged. And when that report comes in, we'll load that information into your Pledge Manager. And then your Pledge Manager will show the credit of how much you've pledged. You use our Pledge Manager like a shopping cart, and your pledge is essentially the same as a prepaid gift card or a credit. You begin shopping and spend that. You can go over if you want, give us additional funds via PayPal or via credit card. And you can continue to place additional orders until July 31st of 2018. So you'll have quite a big window. And I'm sure Ron wants to actually talk about the dragon now. So.
No, that's fine. So this is the zombie dragon sculpted by Julie Guthrie. You can see the painted version by Michael Proctor on our ReaperMini.com/Bones4 page. If you care to look at that, it's also on our Facebook pages. Yeah, Julie sculpted this. It's a great pose, an amazing model. I think the plan is right now when you receive this, when your pledges arrive or your rewards arrive, he will be separate from the base. That is the plan right now. So that way you can actually take it off, remove it, do whatever you want to do. But he works great on the base.
David Weir actually just asked if the dragon comes off the
He
base.
should.
So,
The current prototype does not, but we'll plan it so that it does. Now,
yeah.
because of the tail, you'll want to probably have it on some sort of a base. But yeah, the plan is to take it off and engineer it that way. So Zombie Dragon is an option.
It's a $10 option, and we have not reached that stretch goal yet, but please go ahead and put in your $10 now and help us get there.
We could unlock more stuff.
Yeah, it'll help us unlock even more things.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to promote ReaperCon coming up in October. It's October 19th to the 22nd. It's in Louisville, Texas at the Premier Event Center. Okay, well, here's a cool little thing. Stop that. And so we have classes, open painting, gaming, all kinds of fun stuff going on there at the at ReaperCon. Will this stand up? I wonder.
Does
Might
it?
be a little
Not
heavy.
really.
It might not
Yeah.
stand up on its own.
He does require. This is a painter's piece, so really,
Meant to be mounted.
you'll have to mount it to a base. But this is, if you go to ReaperCon and you get one of our VIP perk packages, you'll get this resin dragon bust sculpted by, guess,
Julie
Julie
got
Guthrie. Okay.
I want to answer. Enchanter's Trove is asking if we will be running a paint and take at Salt Lake City Comic Con. We will not be there. I do not know if the team that we coordinated, we were there a few years back, and we trained a team to run that event for us. And I do not know at this time if they will be back. So that would be something you would want to ask the organizers of that event.
But we'll be running a paint and take at ReaperCon in October. So and again, classes, painting, the Master Series painting contest, one of the best painting contests in America. If you guys want to come down, we'd love to see you. You can get tickets at ReaperCon.com.
Coraline Alj wants to know if we will be able to order swag bags this year if we can't make it to the con. Yes, we'll make those available at ReaperMini.com either during or after the show.
Yes, if you want to buy a swag bag but you can't make it to ReaperCon, you'll be like Brian said, you'll buy the swag bag from ReaperMini.com, not ReaperCon.com.
That's correct.
Right now, you can purchase your bag on ReaperCon, but that is only if you're attending the show.
Right.
So there's more information on ReaperCon.com, ReaperMini.com, and on our ReaperCon Facebook page.
Daryl Schmidt wants to know if there will be a plinth available for the Dragon Bust we just showcased.
We will not be providing a plinth. That's the plan at this time. We won't be providing a plinth.
And-
There will be other vendors there who will provide or supply vents.
Red
Plinths.
Ambrosia. Oh, sorry.
No,
I thought you
you
were
should
done.
be able to get a plinth at the show is what I'm saying, I guess.
Red Ambrosia wants to know if we can see the Draconian that was printed for the core set. Do we have that one in the room? I know we have it in physical form. Do we have it in here?
Do not have it in here.
We don't have it in the
here.
studio.
The Dragon Man? Yes, no, sorry, we don't have that in here. Don't have that in here.
Can we give a ballpark figure on what the large Kickstarter figures might cost in retail?
Is that something we don't know? It's so early in the production process. I'll tell you right now, whatever you purchase in the Kickstarter, you'll be getting at a much better price than you would if you purchased it at retail.
So the number one question we get, and we were just asked by Wesley Bohm, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, if we're going to show things from the Dreadmere set. The most popular question we got prior to this was, could we show the boat and the cart and the raft? And we have the boat, but we don't have any of the little accessories,
Now,
the oars and such.
Just to keep this in mind, now these are pre-production prototypes, okay? So they are different. Now, for example, this boat, the one you're going to get is a little different. This was like one of the first shots we did. We decided to go back, spruce it up. We've added more distressing to it, some patches. We added rope. We're going to have some optional bits you can add to it if you want to. Same thing with the cart. The cart is the one you're going to get is different from this one. This was again shot in a different material. It's a pre-prototype. It'll have a lot more interesting detail.
Put Surf 4 scale.
Yeah,
and
Surf 4
Gulper on
scale.
the
Sorry
screen
about
there.
that.
We did just have a request to see Gulper, and as it happens, Ron is ready to showcase
This is again another low-res prototype shot of the Gulper. This was printed on a low-res printer just to get a volume. So you can see that the Gulper, as in the art, will chomp get on the. He's big. He's going to eat somebody. So, yeah, we don't have the wheels like Bryan said for the cart. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the. So he'll fit a 1-inch base, pretty well. The cart will, and then you can also put figures inside the boat at this time. So that gives you a pretty good idea of scale. And the Dreadmere expansion is a $50 option. And
yep.
and then right now we haven't unlocked the last.
The last part of it has not been. It's not a goal that has been reached, but it is a goal that is visible and available to be unlocked. Johan Nilsson wants to know if it's possible to gain additional boats. Right now, we are not breaking up the Dreadmere expansion into separate purchasable bits. You get the part that you get the whole thing for $50, and you can buy the individual components when they come out at retail. Will Sir Forescale fit in Gulper's mouth? Not at this time. You could put his head in there, but it's not really. It's not really what we're doing.
I mean, I suppose you could do like the old Kenner action figure Tauntaun, where his belly slits open. You can stuff him inside. I guess that would be cool. But not right now. We're not doing optional swallowability.
Don't distract Ron.
Sorry. Yes. Okay. So let's continue on. Let's show here. Let's do the statues. Let's do the
statues that we did.
The controversial statues, which Gene Van Horn sculpted these.
No fig leaves.
No fig leaves on these. Close your eyes if you're easily offended, I guess.
Jimmy Holiday wants to know if we have any clues as to what the final rewards of the Kickstarter will be. We will have some of those to show at a future moment in the live stream. We're not quite ready to show them just now.
Okay, let's show a couple of these. Okay, we'll put the...
What determines the order in which models hit retail? That's an excellent question. What does determine the order in which models hit retail? Because that's outside of my knowledge of expertise.
Usually we follow the SKU. The numeric sequence that we assign to it early on
Okay.
is generally, so we'll release the first
just go
20.
numerically. And is there a rhyme or reason to the numbers? Not really. As they appear...
As I remember from the last time, basically we have a spreadsheet that lists every model so that we can track it through every step of the process. Is the concept art ready? Is the green or the 3D print ready? Has the master been cleaned? Has it been sent to our factory to have it made into a mold? Have we received the prototypes? Have we received the final product? We track all of these on a spreadsheet. And the order they're on the spreadsheet is pretty much the order in which the SKUs get assigned. More or less, there are a few exceptions to that. And then the SKU order is roughly the order in which they get released.
And then we'll sprinkle in the jumbos, and we'll sprinkle in the box sets throughout the entire release period.
So there we go.
With Bones 3, which is currently shipping out, we're releasing about 25 models per month. They're going into stores. And so I believe the schedule now is at 25 figures per month, we should be done releasing these.
Somebody wanted to see the statue on the ground with Sir Forescale. So there we go.
Should be done by, I think, July of next year, having all these into distribution, into retail stores. So you'll be able to buy them at your local game store. So
Brandon Baker says, hello, Ed, by the way.
We are releasing another 25 models next Friday, as a matter of fact, into the retail chain, or the retail distribution system. So, and then every month after that, like I said, about 25 pieces. So, with models, these statues, again, you can get the smooth texture, the stone texture. They come off the plinths, which are great by themselves for model painting and basing. Gene Van Horn sculpted these. These are $5 each.
$5 for the pair of males and $5 for the pair of females.
So it's a nice job. Classically sculpted.
Travis Hendricks wants to know if we have the option to buy just the smooth or just the stone. Right now, it's smooth and rough male, smooth and rough female. If you wanted to get them separately, that would probably be something we'd have to wait to retail for.
Right. Yeah. And we don't know how we're going to release them when it comes to retail. We may put them all in one blister. We may release them single, and we're not really sure at this time. So, but we'll get there. Okay, let's see.
Jason Pagora wants to know if we can order extra plinths. Not during the Kickstarter, and I am not sure right now whether or not the plinths will be available by themselves at retail.
Possibly. Maybe not through retail, but possibly just on ReaperMini.com. Let's see. Got some more cool stuff here. Here's these guys. Thank you. Okay. Here's the Gryphon and the
the Gryphon and the Wyvern that are part of the core set.
These were both sculpted by Julie Guthrie.
I'm going to turn the exposure down on the camera a little bit. It is going to make the Gryphon a little harder to see, but it is going to make the Wyvern a little easier to see. So, the detail there.
I wonder if they could fight.
Can you make them fight, Ron?
Maybe.
That's awesome. Roar! Roar!
Monsters.
We have settled this land in peace, the land of monsters. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
There we go. Okay. I didn't know you had a script.
Somebody had to
Did
make
you
a
have
fire.
script for
I
that?
do. I have a script. I was up all night. It's
Working
terrible.
on the Gryphon versus Wyvern script.
So
These are included in the core set.
both of them were sculpted by
Julie Guthrie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, the Gulper was sculpted by Jason Wiebe. The Raft.
Do we
and
have the
Wagon.
owlbear over there?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. We don't. Do we? Is the owlbear up on that?
No, the painted version.
The painted version is okay.
Yeah, it's
We
not-
don't have the owlbear in the studio. Someone was asking about comparing. Adam Miller was asking about the owlbear. That's part of the core set, just like these two, but I don't have one in the studio right now to showcase.
I can tell you that the owlbear, the living owlbear, is about the same size as the skeletal owlbear, which hopefully will give you some idea right there. Just bulkier, of course, because it's got fur and feathers and things like that. But that's about the size.
Do we have any of the high rollers?
Don't name me the high roller.
I
Sorry.
know you've got one in your office. Yeah. Okay. We don't have the high rollers at the moment, but we're going to go send.
No, I don't.
We're going to send a grip
Don't have
to
it
go
anymore.
get one. No, you don't.
That's
Oh,
off.
Ron says he doesn't have it. We've sent it off. Sorry, we don't have any of the high rollers available to show right now. I was wrong.
If you want to go look by my monitor, maybe there's one there. And there's also. Yeah. Okay. You can see what you can find. Sorry. Okay. All right.
Time to ransack Ron's office.
So Anne,
Yeah.
what should we show next?
Well, you could show them this paint stuff that I had, but I don't know if they'd be interested in that.
Nah, I don't think they're interested in paint.
No, I don't think
No?
they like it at
You guys
all.
want to see
Do you
paint?
guys want to see the painted stuff?
Or just
the
the paints.
paint
The
themselves.
actual
The paints
prototype.
themselves. Okay. Yeah.
These are, if you want to call them prototypes.
They're absolutely prototypes. And in fact, they even say prototype on the bottle because I was mark them based on the batch. So you even see, version 1.0, version 2.0. You might see some funny names because sometimes I put a funny name on the bottle, like Moon Moon.
And for
example.
those that have joined recently, yes, that is the voice of Ann Forster.
Yay, there
she
they
is
are.
the director of our
are.
paint department,
turn
and
around.
she's
You
in
gotta
charge.
see the little
Sorry.
faces.
You've
Sorry.
hidden all the labels, Ron.
Oh,
You've ruined the entire live stream.
Terrible.
It's
Sorry.
over.
Turn it
Yes,
off. Turn off
there,
the
there. So yeah, these are prototypes. Some of them are probably going to be tweaked just a little bit. What I try to do when I make a paint for you guys for Kickstarter is I try to actually test it by using it on models and seeing if I can produce the effects that I originally intended. So right now I'm using the ancient bark, which I think is up as actually ancient wood, but it is usable either. I'm using that to paint the Tree of Despair or the Tree of Woe. And if I decide that it needs to be a little bit different, I'm going to change it before we go to production. To make sure that it can do what I designed it to do.
David Pradina is asking about the bottle that is marked Moon Moon.
Okay, Moon Moon is kind of an inside joke, but I love the Moon Moon meme, and when I created the color, it was for an employee who shall not be named, who might be sitting there in a purple shirt. But it turned out it was Moonstone Blue, but I thought it was funny to call it Moon Moon Blue, and I really, really wish we could put a derpy wolf graphic on it. But I don't think Ed would agree to that.
But
So.
it's actually called
It's called
Moonstone.
Moonstone
It will
Blue.
be Moonstone on the label. It's not. It will not be marketed as Moon
Yes,
Moon. when it goes to
I would
retail.
love to put out an actual Moon Moon Blue, but I don't know. Somebody might actually have trademarked Moon Moon at this point, so But yeah, so that is a Moonstone Blue.
Charlie Tater Dodge wants to know what happens to the extra prototype paints.
Usually they're just pumped and put out as random free samples in our internet orders, actually. Unless one of them is because usually they're very close to what we produce, but they're not quite right. If one of them is really super special and awesome, I might tweak it and put it out as some other special color. Because, I've still got these all in a bucket. I actually hand poured all these little bottles of these. So I could go in and say, oh, Runic Glow, I want you to be, we're not going to use you quite like you are. I want to add more blue to you and make you darker. And then I could put it out as a totally different color, just for fun.
Lauren Cowles wants to know if there will be any metallic paints coming up in the Bones 4 Kickstarter.
No, this is the two sets of paints that you have. The two sets of 12 are the two sets that we're doing. I think there are metallics in the first set, aren't there? In set A? Or are there not?
I don't have the images because I had to close excess windows.
I can't remember, but I thought the first, the Bones paint, the first paint goal that we rushed through, I think on day 1 or day 2, that one might have metallics. I'd have to check my list.
Are we missing a color?
And
Joseph, I didn't actually get to Foggy Gray just yet, and that's the one that's missing. So actually, if you reorganize these a little bit by their triads.
Joseph G. Dean wants to know if this is the size of the paint bottles in the actual order. Yes, this is the size of all of our paint bottles.
Yes.
Our machine fits exactly this size of bottle, and it doesn't fit any other size. So all of our paint comes in the same size bottle.
Yeah, and the reason, actually, Ron brought up a good point. The reason you're not seeing all 12 colors is that actually I don't have all formulations on all 12 colors that I'm happy with yet. So I pretty much bottled the ones that I was pretty happy with to show you guys today and to play around with.
Is it 150 milliliter?
It's a half an ounce.
Half an ounce?
About. Yeah, whatever that is in milliliters.
Yeah.
Quick math.
Yeah,
It actually mostly...
It's actually...
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's actually marked on the bottles, I thought, what it is in milliliters.
Yeah.
Rick Morey is asking if there's special colors for Baba Yaga's hut. The wood colors developed here, the old wood, the heartwood, and the ancient bark, were actually designed with Baba Yaga's hut in mind. If you want,
the wood colors?
The wood colors for Baba Yaga's hut.
I had already kind of had an idea for wood colors, but I wanted. There are other wood. We have other wood triads like shield brown and driftwood. That triad, and but I wanted something that was a little more fantasy, a little bit more interesting. So yes, I did have in mind. Actually, Ron and I got together before the Kickstarter came out, and I looked at what was coming up and said, "Yo, I could do that wood triad now because we've got a tree and we've got a Baba Yaga hut." So the ancient bark, which is a great grayish bark color as it is also really good for weathered boards. So you could also use it to paint Baba Yaga's hut and then throw a bunch of washes on it to, dirty it up and dirty it down, which is kind of why it's so pale. But you'll see that hopefully on the tree in a second. It's actually good that I'm over here because the tree is drying so that I can actually muck with it.
Did you get to the catfolk triad paints?
I think I'm just going to smack you. He's getting a tiger orange and a crazy cat lady pink.
Sorry.
Whatever.
Sorry to all you backers who are catfolk.
How many bottles of paint would you need to paint 3 Baba Yaga's huts?
Oh, actually, I am going through a lot of paint
this?
on the... Well, I've been going through a lot of paint on the Tree of Despair or Woe or whatever it is over there. Okay,
please. Thank you.
Let's see. So let me kind of do a weigh test here. Oh, I think I've not even gone through... I don't think I've even gone through an eighth of the bottle of ancient bark painting all of the tree.
The answer is 10 bottles each. Buy more paint. I think
if you're gonna, I will say this: if you're going to airbrush it, you'll probably go through more paint because you're going to be using it in multiple layers.
So the comment stream is dissing nothing but hate for you, Ron, for mocking their cat people. They love their cat people.
Not knocking cat.
You are a monster.
I have a cat.
So we need Reaper Ron monster colors is what we need. Yes, okay. So yeah, so I would say, I mean, each bottle of paint, remember, has like 400 drops in it. So that's actually a lot of paint in half an ounce, and you can paint a lot. I would say you'd easily go through a bottle painting a Baba Yaga hut or 2, or you'd seriously deplete it.
Pesler the Polychromatic says that a friend of his was able to use a third of a bottle of brown liner to cover Maldrakar completely.
Oh, excellent! Thank you. That's a great baseline. Yeah. So yeah, there is an awful lot of paint in one of these little things. Cool. But yeah, there we go. Any other questions on the colors or?
They're very fixated on catfolk now.
Okay, right. So we want a tabby.
You get the cats out of the bag.
Tabby gray and tiger orange.
They said crazy cat lady pink. They were specific about that in the comments there.
All right, let me make a note. ReaperCon color coming online.
Andy Tran wants to know how many versions of a color you go through before you're satisfied.
Ooh, that's a great question. Hold on, I'm writing down Crazy Cat Lady Pink so I don't forget it.
Want to show them something new?
Say goodbye.
So it really depends. Things like Runic Glow here, I hit it almost exactly right out of the gate because I really had a strong concept for that one. But the Red Neon Glow was harder, and it took me I had to go back and tweak it like 7 or 8 times because I was looking at pictures of Red Neon trying to decide which glow color I actually wanted it to be. I was really looking for kind of the more orangey, pale pink, kind of almost salmon glow, which also makes it a great color for, for dresses of pretty ladies and sorceresses, of course. But yeah, so sometimes, honestly, I will even just say, to heck with this isn't what I want, and I'll trash the whole batch. and I'll just go and I'll start all over. Usually that happens if I've tweaked it like over a dozen times and I'm still not able to hit right where I want it to be. But yeah, I go into these, I usually have a pretty clear mental concept of the color. And if I'm doing things like last Kickstarter with the NMM triad, where it was non-metallic metal and it had to look like gold or look like copper, then I'm using heavy photo references to try to hit exactly the right look so that it's going to look exactly what you need it to look when you put it on the model. And those can be tweakable. Like, I can do a lot of tweaking on those. Like, the copper took me quite a while.
So everyone is going crazy wanting to know what this new figure is,
Okay.
Ron. What is
Sorry.
this?
Okay, well, sorry to get
No,
off
go
topic again,
Go ahead.
but since we
I'll
had the
go back
model
and
here, I
check
thought
my
we
sheet.
would show it. This is the ReaperCon Sophie model for ReaperCon 2017. So if you come to ReaperCon with your ticket, you will get a free ReaperCon Sophie in your swag bag. If you can't make it to ReaperCon, we will be selling the model separately on ReaperMini.com during the show. Sorry, this is just a tease. Has nothing to do with Kickstarter, but it is a pretty cool model sculpted by Bobby Jackson. Concept art by Izzy Talon Collier, of course. An amazing job. Great job by Izzy. Great job by Bobby Jackson. Sorry, it's not in the Bones for Kickstarter, but I thought maybe you guys would want to see it. You're the first people to see this. We haven't previewed it online at all yet, so this is the first time we've shown the model. So there you go. Pretty cool.
David Pradina wants to know if the ReaperCon Sophie is bones instead of metal. No, this miniature will be
But metal.
It is not a
it
bones
metal.
figure.
Yeah.
So
Confusing people.
Sorry to confuse people. Sorry, but you guys were the first ones to see it. So
Cranky Dog, yes, there will be a new Sophie for Kickstarter. We have not showcased it yet, but it'll be coming up soon, actually.
mum's the word, right? For now. So
Later this week.
yeah. So just patience, people. Patience. There's a lot of stuff to show. 2 weeks to go. All right. So speaking of in 2 weeks, and speaking of paint, in 2 weeks we are having our ReaperCon, or excuse me, sorry,
The
our
Kickstarter.
Bones 4 Kickstarter countdown party here at the Reaper warehouse. It starts at noon. It'll go to 6. We'll have pizza. We'll have games, prizes, all kinds of fun stuff. We'll have a paint and take. People are encouraged to bring their paint and their figures in paint here at the shop while we're doing the countdown. We'll watch a live. The countdown will be live for the totals and things like that. We will be giving away
I need to go get a paint.
the Baba Yaga's Hut prototype that you see here. We're actually going to give that away to some lucky attendee. And there is no cost to attend. It's free to show up. Just come on in, have a good time. And
it's
put your
this
name up.
actual copy
This
right
is the literal,
here.
yes, this actual one. You'll be the first person on the planet. This is the only one that exists. It's the only printout. Actually, I take that back. There are 2. One's already being going into the production cycle. This is the first prototype. So you'll be the first person to actually get one. So if you come to the countdown party, if you can. Sorry, you have to be present to win. Sorry, Baphomet. You do have to be present to win.
Travis Hendricks wants to know if we will live stream the countdown party. We think we're going to.
Mhm.
A lot of it depends if we can resolve some of the technical issues, the sound being the big one. A lot of you have already commented that the sound isn't wonderful.
Sorry.
We call this room the studio, but it's not a professional video studio. We are a miniatures company, not a video company, and we're doing the best we can with basically webcam and web mics. So the sound is one of the big problems because the live stream or the finale party will happen on the factory floor, which is a huge open space where everything is steel and girders and
echoing.
and the sound would be even
Bouncy.
worse.
Yeah.
So
Sorry about that. Sorry about the sound here.
Pesler the Polychromatic is shaking his fist at you for teasing us.
Sorry.
He
Send
wants
someone
he
in
wants
here.
a tease of something
Something new?
to make something new.
Okay, let's show something new.
Okay.
You guys want to show something new? Okay. Now, this is kind of new. It's kind of a cheating kind of a new, but it's super cool nonetheless. So, all right, have a seat. This is an upcoming stretch goal. You guys may have seen this before, but this will be coming up soon. Don't have the exact when it'll be coming up, but this is a print and resin copy of our Jungle Lord, Elephant on His Throne. I believe he will get a base. I did not have a base to put into the shot. He is like I said, he is part of an upcoming stretch goal. Pretty big. Let's see. Let's get the
Kyle Kolahas, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, wants to know if this is the model that was teased that has wings and can fly but cannot swim.
No,
No, this is not the same miniature.
no.
Kyle.
This guy does not have wings. I don't think he can fly. I bet he could probably swim though. But this is not it. You guys are gonna love that when you see that when we reveal that. Hopefully
Not long. It's not that many
No,
reveals away.
It's pretty close.
Will the
Close.
throne and the elephant be separate purchases, or will they come together?
It's a set.
It's a set.
Yeah, he sits on the throne. So we can show something else new.
Yeah.
And we don't have a price for this yet. We don't know yet, but when you see the graphic, when it pops up, you guys will get the price then. So
Bane172 wants to point out that all Bones miniatures can fly if you throw them hard enough.
That's true. And I guess they float, so I guess they swim.
Do they float?
I don't know. I've never taken a bath with one, so I don't really know for sure.
You immerse plenty in boiling water, Brian.
Okay, here's another.
Ben Revolution wants to know if the Elephant Man will come off the throne or if he would be attached.
He will come off. For production purposes, he probably will be off anyway, so. Okay, we have 2 Sophie
It's
scales.
very difficult for the snake is very tall, so it's pretty hard for me to get the whole thing in the shot at any reasonable angle.
Let's see here. Oh, he's about 6 inches high.
Yeah, 5.5 maybe?
Yeah.
Real close to 5.5
Okay.
inches. It will not be in clear like the sneak peek model. That was a printout that was made in a resin that just happens to be partially translucent.
Yeah, it'll be bones white when you get it. And what's cool about this Cobra, Brian, is you can paint it like a living Cobra, or you can paint it like a statue or an altar to some snake god. If you only had snake people to worship it, that would be really cool.
Well, don't we have snake people, Ron?
Yes, Brian, we do.
Didn't we already include those in the core set,
They are
Ron?
in the core set.
What a fantastic value!
How much is a core set?
Core set is only $100 and can be added to any pledge no matter what your pledge level, even if you pledged at the $1 or $100 level. Just increase your pledge by $100 and select the core set in the pledge manager. Was that good?
You rehearsed that. That was pretty
I
good.
did. That took me 4 hours, by the way.
Real quick, just on the...
Will the big snake be core or add-on?
Add-on.
It'll be an add-on.
Add-on, sorry. Just to give you guys some reference, if you purchase the Gormaw model from Bones 3, this gives you some sort of an approximation as to the size and the volume and things like that. Whoops, sorry, Sir Forescale. Whatever.
And Gormaw just killed Sir Forescale. So
there we go.
now that's over.
Whoops, sorry. Oh, dang. It's just a disaster. So anyway, there's this will give you some references to size and things like that. So Gormaw was part of Bones 3. Okay. We're going to save that to the very, very last. Let's see. Here's something else that's a preview. Shark. Now, we don't know. Well, we haven't exactly figured out where exactly this guy's going to show up, but this is the zombie shark. Jason Weeby sculpted this. And this will show up at some point, so keep your eyes peeled for this thing. Should paint it up fantastically. I guess this would be, I'm not sure what size creature this would be in role-playing games, but right now he's just on this particular base because that was the base we had at the moment. So, zombie shark. Some of the small stuff. We have something really, really big at the end we're going to show you guys. We can also throw...
We've had a couple of comments. Those of you watching the Kickstarter live stream, we've had some comments that the Facebook feed has slightly better quality, that the video and audio quality aren't quite as lossy, that there may be some better transmission on that end, even though it's the same data feed. So...
Okay, let's see...
And a couple of people are saying they're having better luck on Kickstarter, so your mileage may vary, and I don't know what I'm talking about. It's all right.
Oh gosh, let's see. Here are some more stuff from the core set. We're just going to show you guys have seen this stuff already, but let's see. These are some of the dire animals from dire circumstances, dire consequences, and dire straits. I want to remember whatever we called it. It was dire something, but these are some of the dire animals. Just to give you guys an idea of the size. Sir Forescale here. Sometimes it's difficult to tell in the graphics on the size, but these are sculpted by Jason Weeby. We can show Tim Hill's demons. I think we have those guys.
These were from the Bedeviled.
The Bedeviled
Gold,
yeah, I'm sorry,
that was
Bedeviled.
added to the core set, just like these dire creatures were.
Mm-hmm. Get an idea what these guys look like.
Are there going to be more goals that involve showing off our minis? I followed the Reaper KS tag for the last one, and it was a lot of fun. We do have 2 more Small World heroes left to unlock, which we haven't even shown what they are yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we are planning on doing that unlock over the course of the next 7 days. I can't really say right now what the exact plan is going to be, but that was a popular social reward, and so it's likely that we will do something very similar.
Again, these are the Tim Hill Bedeviled models. These were shown. These are part of the core set. These are 2 of the 3. We don't have the 3rd here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's another sneak preview.
They're asking if they can see Narglauth with those, so they can get an idea.
Sure. So we'll put.
Bye-bye Sir Forescale, because that's just way too much for him to handle.
Yeah. This encounter level was way above his head.
What level is Sir Forescale, Ron?
It's a good question, Brian.
You should
I think he's first. I just,
They say he's level awesome.
Okay, fine. That's what he is then. That's what we'll do. But I think the epic level Sir Forescale is going to look a lot like this level Forescale. So hopefully this gives you an idea of the scale. So you can see he is definitely the boss, right? So, or maybe she's the boss. That's usually the case. Okay.
All right. So what do we want to show next, Ron?
Oh, I don't know. Let's
I'm
show
working
this
on it.
thing. Let's show this thing.
Okay.
This is a chronoscope option, which has not been revealed yet. This is not part of the chronoscope expansion. This is just an option that you can get for all you sci-fi players who want some extra terrain for your games. This works great for that. Where did Sir Forescale go? There he is.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I moved him.
I
out of
need
the way. It's a box.
I need Sergeant Forescale.
I
it's
don't have Sergeant Forescale in the.
It's an
in the
industrial.
studio.
It's an industrial dumpster with opening lids. Oops. Uh-oh. With opening side sliding doors and all kinds
That
of
was
stuff
me.
like
That was my computer. I thought I had muted my computer, but that
way to go, Brian. Ruin the life.
I did. It's all over.
So
I'm sorry, guys.
anyway, so Forescale can go right in there. So our Sergeant Forescale can. So this is a neat piece of terrain for tabletop war games. Provides cover, blocks line of sight, all those useful things. So this will be an upcoming option. It's not in the core set. It's just an option for people to purchase if you're into tabletop games and things like that. And
Yeah.
how's the tree looking?
Well, I'm trying a bunch of washes and stuff on it. We can show
Let's
it
do
if you
box
want,
race.
just because I'm messing around with it. It's just, I'm about to try some lighter washes on it. It's still drying, so
Okay.
hold on.
She's blowing
Might look a little glossy, guys, because it's still drying.
All right.
but
So
I
here's
was-
the Tree of Despair.
Let's not spin it.
Yeah. Let's turn the spin off.
Okay.
And I've used the ancient wood to do the bark color just all over the whole thing. So you can see how pale that ancient wood really is. The base is actually done in the charcoal gray with a little bit of the rotting wood mixed in, and obviously I'll pay more attention to that because there's all sorts of bones and stuff on it. So what I've done is just to show you how the bark texture really is excellent at picking up detail. This is actually from our last Kickstarter. We did a stone wash. And stone wash is a gray wash, but it has a bit of brown in it, just like bark. So I decided I would try to do a bit of stone wash to bring out the texture here, see how I liked it. Then I went in with rotting wood and just did a little bit of a wash and a mix up here. And you could totally mix these two colors and get a greenish gray, kind of color over the whole thing if you wanted. But ideally what I wanted to do is bring the rotting wood up from the bottom to really show that all the moisture is pooling and it's like crept up the tree. And anywhere up here where the moisture could pool, I'm going to do some rotting wood. And then I'll come back and do some bark highlights on top of that with just to bring the color back up. You can see the heartwood brown here. I'm going to twist this a little bit. Where the knot is, yeah.
Daryl Sandell wants to know if the paints will be released to buy as extras at retail after the Kickstarter is done. The answer is yes. The new paints as well as the existing paints will all be available at retail after the Kickstarter fulfillment is completed.
Speaking of which, just real quick, the Bones 3 paints that were extras during the Kickstarter go on sale Monday. You should be able to get those at your local gaming store.
Including stonewash.
What size base is that tree on? Is that a 3-inch base?
It's you gotta be. It's pretty big.
I thought we measured it 90 millimeters in the video. Wasn't that correct?
3.5 inches, which is going to be about, let's see here,
Ron has a ruler.
about 85 millimeters.
Compelling visuals happening on the camera right now.
High-tech measurement
Just
system.
under 90 millimeters.
Just under 90 millimeters for the size of that base, Isaac
Yes.
Alexander.
Yeah. So
the good thing about this tree, though, is when you get it in plastic, you can just trim
Can
it.
we show? They want to
Just
see the victims. Do we have the victims in here?
Yes.
Yes,
Do
we
have
do have the
victims.
victims
Oh, hey,
to
let's-
showcase.
Let's where's the other? Here's the other.
Your
tree. Can I do
crazy
this?
yeah,
Paul-
swap out the tree.
Let's swap out trees. I want to show you guys something else.
Your crazy paw wants to know if if they could modify the tree to hold Baba Yaga's hut and make Baba Yaga's treehouse. I
Maybe.
think that would require a fair bit of chopping, but it is probably possible.
You might need two of them, and the hut is huge. But you could
Um,
probably balance it on the
maybe.
outstretched branch.
Maybe. I mean, it's
Eh.
Sure.
If you
that
add
that's
two
coming
trees,
across in the video, unfortunately.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Let me.
Our producer's telling us we have 10 minutes left. Maybe you may have to do a little bit of creative converting, I guess, but possibly so. This is the tree which we've actually added the vultures onto.
yeah.
So we're going to add a victim. Which victim?
Juan Felipe Figueroa Oliva. I apologize if I butchered that terribly. You can continue to adjust your pledge on the Kickstarter until the September 2nd. You can continue to add funds via the Pledge Manager until July 31st of 2018.
Good question.
That was a great question.
Great
Thank you.
answer, Brian.
You're very welcome. All right, go ahead.
So there's your victim. That's the male victim. Okay. So an emaciated, victim that needs to be rescued by Sir Forscal, I guess, right? Okay.
They are not currently glued down. They're currently held on with blue tack in the version that you guys are looking at.
The victims?
The victims
Yes.
are just blue tacked on at
Yes.
the moment.
I'll blue tack on the female victim. Again, Hollywood special effects at work. Stupid blue tack. So, and again, these are kind of prototypes. Sorry. Dadgummit. Okay, well, you guys get the point, right? There she is.
Yeah.
My blue tack's gone kaput.
Can both of them go on the tree at the same time?
I suppose if it's not designed that way, but again, I think you could take these and
Hang them from each side of the
you
limb.
could do whatever you wanted to do. Yeah, there's all kinds of options you could do with these guys. Sorry, my hand's in the way, but
That's okay. They love your pretty hands.
I know they do. So yeah, you could do all kinds of stuff with it. Well, these will be plastic, so they'll be able to be manipulated and things like that. These victims are shown with ropes. The final models may not have ropes. They may have chains instead. Like I said, this was an initial prototype because the plastic may not work well with these thin ropes. So that may be adjusted when you get your model. So keep in mind, this is a prototype. So it may not be exactly like this when we go to production. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Anything else cool on the show?
All right.
How about let's have some wraiths real quick. This is
I
a
was going to say,
Bob
we've got
Rodolphi's.
7 minutes, so we can probably only showcase 2 more things.
Okay, well let's show Bob Rodolphi's wraiths. These are some of the wraiths. These aren't all the wraiths, but these are some of the wraiths. And I got handed a large platform to put these guys on too. There we go. Spin. Okay. Bob Rodolphi's wraith stretch goal. It's a $12 stretch goal, I believe, or is it
$12.
whatever the Kickstarter says is what it is. Don't trust us. So these are some of his wraiths. These are 5 of the 6 wraiths. I believe there's one more. Doesn't matter. That's just a few of them though. But there he is. Oh, here he is. He's hiding right here. So there's some of the wraiths. Michael Proctor painted these, and you can see those on our reapermini.com/bones4 page. You guys should all go check out that page. A lot of great scale reference images, a lot of painted stuff by Jen Greenwald, Michael Proctor, Rhonda Bender. Some amazing stuff there on the reapermini.com/bones4. Go check that out.
David Shum has commented that he would rather the victims not have pegs and be removable, magnetizable, or whatever.
Well, they don't have pegs.
They don't
There
have
are no
pegs.
pegs.
There we go.
The tree is form fitted to fit into the smalls of their backs, so there is no peg. You can so the victims are usable without the tree. The tree is usable without the victim. So there is no nothing in the way to get in the.
And yes, the
way
platform was originally intended for the giant cobra. I do not believe that we will be offering the platform with the cobra during this Kickstarter.
That's right. We will not be offering the platform with the cobra. And if we do offer the platform at a later time, it will not look like this. We have decided to make some changes to it, and so when you see it, if it does appear, it will look slightly different than what you're seeing here.
And the wraiths will not be produced in clear; they will be in our regular opaque material.
Bones white, yeah.
Bones white. So with our last 5 minutes, do we want to show something we've never shown before, even anywhere?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, is there a lot of do people want to see something new? Do they want to get their socks knocked off?
In general, they're pretty negative about the whole thing. I haven't
Really
seen.
don't want to.
Yeah,
Don't want to see
just.
anything cool. Okay. All right. Let's see what.
Oh God! Now I'm the one they hate, Ron.
So
That's-
we're gonna show you. We're gonna show you something that people have been begging to see. Begging. I have seen comment after comment after comment
No.
about for this miniature. I mean, people have just been begging for this miniature.
Okay.
You know? And so, okay, you guys asked for it. Here it is. It's the barrel of fish from the Dreadnought. So, you know, I've never seen a better barrel of fish ever in my life.
Okay, but we've shown them the barrel of fish, Ron. Can we show them something
I
we've
see.
never?
Okay, so this is something we
shown
have
them?
not seen before.
Something they've never seen and we've never even talked about.
Something we never even talked about.
Yes.
That thing? This? You want to show that?
Let's show that.
Fine. Fine. If you guys
It
want
says
to
we have to show that, so we're going to show
something.
it.
So, this is coming soon. We have to unlock this. We have to get the pledge or to get the Kickstarter to a point where we can actually show this and reveal it. This is going to be I know, enough talk. Okay, fine.
Fine.
Here we go.
We're running out of time, Ron.
Running out of time. I know.
We got
Here we
4
go.
minutes left.
Here we go. Let's show this for 4 minutes.
It's a great big
It's a big rock. Not that kind of rock, but this kind of rock. This people have been asking for a rock. Here's your rock. They did say they wanted to see a rock. Is that correct?
They did,
This is the
but they
rock.
spelled it without a K.
Oh,
Ron.
okay, different kind of rock. Okay, the dramatic pan up. That's very nice.
Thank you. This is all those years of cinematography school have finally paid off with a crappy webcam.
This is The Dance of Death by Julie Guthrie. And it shows two dragons combating each other. Julie did an amazing job to get the sense of the dragons actually flying in midair without really having a clear rod up their butts or anything like that. So the suspension of disbelief. The dragons are interlocked. The dragon on top is grabbing the bottom dragon's wing. The bottom dragon is grabbing the top dragon's foot. Not a wagon, a dragon. All these wagons.
On top at the end.
This was sculpted by Julie Guthrie. This will be revealed later in the Kickstarter. This thing is about,
There you go.
no, I don't know.
How tall?
At least a foot tall. It's about a foot tall. Over a foot tall.
Oh, they want Sir Forescale in there.
Oh, sorry.
All right,
There we go.
there's,
Sorry
there's
about-
Sir
forgot about Sir
Forescale
Forescale.
way down there.
Where did
I handed it.
Bones? I
That's
know.
a good shot.
I dropped him. I don't know where he went.
He's embarrassed he left the room.
So there you go. There's your sneak preview of something that you have not seen before. That is the Dance of Death by Julie Guthrie. Those dragons, by the way, are about. Hand me Kyron Lavarath. Let's see.
Or the zombie dragon.
You can see if you have a Kyron Lavarath, you can see that these dragons are slightly larger than that dragon.
So we keep getting
kind of
asked for the
Narvac
dragon
size.
turtle. We don't have a print of the dragon turtle that's complete. We have parts of it, but we don't have the whole thing. And it would be a little awkward to show the parts we do have without the rest of it to provide
Yeah,
scale.
you wouldn't get a good context.
We
of the
will be
size.
doing more videos in the next 13 days before the project ends, and we will try our best to get all the parts for it ready for that. So we're down to our final, we got about a minute and 20 seconds left. So are there any questions you guys have that we might be able to answer in the last minute?
Oh, 2 minutes left.
I see a minute and a half.
Okay, let's split hairs. So we're at 1,422,886. So we're getting pretty close to our next stretch goal reveal. So if you guys, if you can, share our project with everyone you know.
Hashtags.
Yeah, hashtag Reaper Mini. What are the hashtags? You wrote them. What are the hashtags, Brian?
Hashtag Reaper Mini and hashtag Reaper Bones KS.
So you can tag all your posts on Twitter and Facebook with that. So let's get people into this. Let's share the project. Get more people involved. Tell your gaming friends, all your gaming groups, people at your gaming store. Share us on Facebook, on Twitter, any kind of social media. If we get more people into this, we can get more unlocks revealed and provide you guys with some really cool stuff. And there's more cool stuff coming we haven't shown. Big stuff. This isn't the biggest thing in the project, so there's some great stuff coming up.
Yeah.
So some great reveals next week. So just got to get to them.
Okay, so we're down to our last 30 seconds. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We're going to get this video. It'll be available on the Kickstarter for the next 2 days and on Facebook for the next couple of hours. But we're going to save the recording, upload it to our Facebook channel, and then link it.
Even further.
Thank you all.
Further?
Gotta get
There we go.
right in. There we go.
Bye.
Okay.
This is Ann and Ed joining us to say goodbye. Thank you very much for
Thanks
joining
for
us,
watching.
everybody.
Appreciate it, guys. See you on the comments.